Hey everyone, it's Cal. So did my last video around Day of Silence. I'm kind of not a fan of 9 days till finals, and it's actually more like 6 now. 7, no, 5. Holy shit, no 6. I keep losing track. So well, let's see. They start May 12th, so that's technically 8. Phew. Getting close. So, anyway, we have lots and lots of stuff to talk about after finals. Before finals, random rant. Well, a couple things actually. Both of them actually revolve around being transgender, so good night for you guys. And for me, sort of. So, first thing I want to talk about is Loren Cameron, who is an FTM, transsexual photographer, and he does portraits of other transsexuals as well as himself and his self-portraits. So it's really interesting to see his work. It's at lorencameron.org, and it's amazing. The neat thing about this, I think, is not the fact that it's of transsexual people, which, I mean, that's pretty impressive in and of itself, but also the fact that they're not sexual at all. It's just laying it out there, and as he says, it's to demystify the transsexual body, which I'm all about. You know, the less weird people think we are, the easier it is for us to get rights and, you know, fun things like that. But anyway, Loren Cameron's coming to Drake University to do his little presentation, which we're very excited about and very excited to meet him. So, that's my minor rant about Loren Cameron. Very minor, surprisingly. It was a lot longer when I tried to shoot it before, so be glad I cut it down. Yeah. Anyway, so, other thing, in terms of demystifying the transsexual body, this is where I get a little, confused and political. I don't know how I feel about the trans man who's pregnant. I don't. At times, I'm kind of like, you know, and I mean, I'm happy for him, and I hope, you know, the baby is okay and everything's well with his family, but to go public to get attention for doing what he's doing is a little, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it's almost confusing people more than they need to be confused, because, like, wait, he's a dude, but he's having a baby, but isn't he supposed to, like, hate his body or something? So, with that, I think it's very confusing. I know my own mother was kind of like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. The dots are not connecting. They're kind of going around and not going like this. They're going, okay, done playing with that. But, so it's interesting to think about that, because I personally have no desire to ever do anything with those parts. Like, if they were to just disappear, I don't think I'd really feel anything. But, to each his own. I do know some MTFs who want to keep their penis, and, you know, more power to them. If that's how they feel, that's how they feel. You know, that's the nice thing about being transsexual or transgender, is there's a huge spectrum, and nobody is really on the same part of it. So, and, I mean, I appreciate that and all, but to be on hormones for so long, and then go off of hormones to have the child, I mean, it's a great thing he's doing, it really is. And I personally do not think I could do it at this point in my life. You know, maybe 30 years from now I could, which by then I'll be almost 50. So, yeah, that's probably not so, it probably wouldn't work out so well. But it just kind of bugs me a bit that he went public, because, and I've read articles on this all over. Most recent one was in The Advocate about when he had talked to people about coming out as a transgender man who was pregnant, and the media, he said that a lot of people apparently were not so thrilled that he was going, and that they actually cautioned him against it. And then you learn that he's writing a book about his life. That's where it starts to bug me. Because really, the world, and I mean, I think this is the opinion of a lot of people, is the world doesn't really need to know your business at large. And I mean, I do these things, but these are more for, like, awareness and appreciation and kind of something for me to look back on and be like, dude, remember when I looked like that? Yeah, but, it's weird to actually see someone say that, because to me that just seems kind of ridiculous. Like, why would you put yourself out there? And obviously your child's gonna have a really hard time with it now, because you have this man who is your father, but he gave birth to you, which is bizarre in terms of just that, not in topping the fact that your father is actually a woman at one point. I mean, there's so many problems anyway with, well, problems, but more like obstacles. Wrong terminology there, my bad. But it's weird and slightly bizarre, and I feel really bad for the child one day when you have obviously that child's gonna be dogged his or her whole life, and you're gonna have to sit down and be like, alright, here's what's going on. Like, and as a writer, I can understand the whole writing a book about your life, like, it's the easiest thing to do. But it's more the fact that he's written a book and he all of a sudden going public at large about being a trans man who's pregnant. I actually have a professor who's in the science department here and was like, well, you know, it's not really a miracle because he's, you know, biologically female, which is true, but I think I'm more impressed with the fact that the hormones did not make him completely incapable of, like, doing anything like that. So that's my opinion. I'm happy for him. I don't think he is doing it right getting all this publicity, because it's kind of ridiculous to be going on Oprah and being like, oh yes, I'm doing it. And I mean, I understand it, and realistically, like, if my brother were to ever have, like, a problem, if he were to marry some woman and they couldn't have children, I might consider it, but I wouldn't be going out to the press the next day and being like, hey, I'm a trans man and I'm pregnant. Yeah. I mean, that's just my opinion. It seems to me more like he's trying to get rich quick, and that's really lame. We are not spectacles to be made of, and we're not people you can just walk down the street and point and gawk at and be like, you the tranny. Ooh, look at you. Ooh, tranny going this way, tranny going that way. I mean, it's preposterous. So, that's my rant, and that's my view on the whole thing. So if anyone else has an opinion about this whole, trans guy who's pregnant thing, let me know. I'd love to hear it, because I know I'm very opinionated, and I'm always welcoming positive, constructive debate. No tranny bashing or fag bashing or whatever bashing you think you want to do to me. Not really into that, not gonna lie. Especially not during finals week when I have a really short fuse and I could blow it any minute. So, yeah. That's it for the video. Comment. Always also comment. I have 59 subscribers right now. I'm almost to 60. Goal is to get 60 before finals week. So someone subscribe. I think it's a reasonable attempt. Alright, so thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video of me ranting about Loren Cameron, how awesome he is, and also about the trans guy who's pregnant. So, have a fabulous Sunday and a good week, unless you're doing finals like me, in which case I wish you the best of luck and lots of caffeine. Alright, later, guys.